Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness, how about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. That is beyond long.
Look at this, he's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to the Smash Factor week 40 on the PGA Tour. We are at the Wyndham Championship, final week of the regular season. FedEx Cup playoffs start next week with the St. Jude Classic in Memphis, Tennessee, which I will be at live for the Fantasy Golf World Championship. I was able to get a 6-6 through and finish 7th overall, which really didn't matter for anything because it was either top 40 or nothing. You don't get any more money for finishing 7th last week, but overall an exciting week. It was definitely some sweat on Friday. Cam Davis barely made a cut after starting bogey, then double. Had to fight back. Very stressful that afternoon. And if he doesn't make it, do you still have a chance? Yeah, 5 or 6 had a chance. There were some 5 or 6s that definitely. I think there was only 24 6 or 6s out of the 150. So 16 5 or 6 got through. So would have had a chance. But the main thing about him, especially, and part of the reason why I play him is if he makes a cut, he's one of those guys on the weekends that can score really well, and he did, right? Went out Saturday. He was my play of the day Saturday on Showdown. He shot, I think, 7 under or something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. First live finals I've been to. I've made the finals before on the PGA, but they didn't have live finals back then when I made it. It was just, you just played. There wasn't nothing to go to. So I'm excited for that. Also got my second 444 ticket for, looks like they're going to have a Mega Million and million makers for the BMW Championship, which I still didn't look back. I don't think they did last year. So it's kind of exciting. A little bit different because that's kind of like a WGC, no-cut event, 70 guys. But I'm glad to have 2 tickets there. So great week overall DFS-wise. Looking forward to next week, but we still got a lot to grind this week. There's some big pots out there this week for the Wyndham Championship, so we're going to focus on that first. Betting-wise, first round leader, we chopped the Pendrith bet. So that was, I think, 33-1. It was 66-1. They got chopped down. We hit the Taryn bet, top 20, right on the nose. So that was nice. I hadn't graded the matchups. I didn't do a lot of matchups throughout the tournament. I was busy with some family stuff Friday and Saturday, so time was limited. But I'll have all that recapped on Wednesday like I normally do. I would assume we made money last week just off of the Pendrith and Taryn, but we'll look that up. Big shout-outs this week. USC Biggie had a huge week. He almost got me the Nagels. He finished second in the Nagels, so it was good to see Gups Corner representing up there in the Nagels Bagels contest, winner take all. I finally won that also. Same lineup I had in the Fantasy Golf World Championship, so give me a little trophy ball from Nagels. Can't wait to get that and put that on the trophy case. Landro 9, another solid week. He's just been consistent here lately. Been doing really well. He won the Listener League. We'll get to that in a second. I'm guilty. Another 4-figure smash week. He's been doing really well. Been riding the heater as well. And then shout outs to my boy Todd and RMSHR12. I still don't know what that stands for. He'll have to tell me live because those two Gups Corner members as well will be joining me in Memphis. So they both made it. RMSHR or SCHR12 didn't have much sweat. He was pretty much in there. I think he finished in the top 15. Todd had a sweat. He had it down to the last, almost the last hole before he was in. I think he finished like 33rd or so. I think the Cantley Eagle helped him some, but he was definitely on the bubble. So I'm glad to see those two. Looking forward to meeting up with them in Memphis. And I know Tambo, who he didn't make it to the finals, but he is still going to go. So I'm looking forward. Always a good time when me and Tambo hang out. We may do some live stuff that week. Who knows? Could have some fun. That'll be a fun week next week in Memphis. Right now, you can join us. Smash 20% off any package. Includes a 7-day risk-free trial. You don't get charged in the first 7 days. You can cancel anytime in those 7 days, and you'll never get charged. If you hang on to it and you love what you see, the 20% off stays with you for life. You can upgrade anytime you would like. So come give us a tryout now. Smash 20% off. College football, NFL, right around the corner. We are in August. I love August. It is my birthday month. My birthday is next week. Football, all that kind of stuff. It's just it's a good time of the year. We'll be doing giveaways for the kickoff for NFL, college football. So kind of like we do for the majors. So like and subscribe to us on YouTube. In the comment section, tell me who your favorite play in the 8K range is this week. That'll get you in. Then make sure you rate and review us on iTunes, as those always get you into the free drawings as well. Listener League, link is in the description. Like I said, Landro 9 took it down, 624 points. Had a little 2v2 on me. I finished 8th in it. He had Young, Davis, Stallings, Pendrith, Rogers, and Kim. So he had Young and Kim, and I had Cantley and Taryn. So the 2v2 there. The other 4 we had the same. So great lineup by him. And obviously he had some other stuff because he had another great week overall. This week, we are at the Wyndham Championship, Sedgefield Country Club, Donald Ross Design again. Par 70, 7,127 yards, 4 par 3s, 2 par 5s. Par 5s are gettable by most guys. You're going to have a less than driver on many holes. This is one of the courses where it's going to be more important to be on the right side of the fairway, the right position to attack the greens versus, just being, bombing out there and gouge. You got to be able to get into those greens. So you'll see a lot less drivers hit here. Doesn't mean, it discounts guys that are bombers, or it puts anybody can kind of win here. It's kind of been proven that way. I'm not really attacking one certain style of player. I think form's kind of important. Who's coming in here with good form. Bermuda grass green, so they've been on bent for a little while, so switch over to Bermuda. This course has a high 3-putt numbers, so looking at 3-putt avoidance will be key, because a lot of these, if you're in the fairway, you're hitting a lot of greens here. It's not quite the birdie fest that we saw last week, and there is a little more trouble, but it'll still be high scoring. I mean, we'll see probably 18, 19 under, 20 under, something like that, be up there winning it. Weather looks great, hot and sunny, low winds. There is a chance of rain Friday night through Sunday, like 30-40% chance each of those 3 days. Doesn't look like it'll be any effect on the first 2 days as far as looking at waves and all that kind of stuff, but it's early. We'll check that out as we get closer to Wednesday. Cut, I have it around -2, -3 will probably be the cut number. Winner, -19, -20. Some past winners here: Kisner, Herman, Poston, Snedeker twice, Davis Lowe III 3 times, Siwoo Kim, Patrick Reed, Garcia, Webb. Obviously, he'll be talked up a lot this week. Last year was a 6-man playoff. Pretty tight here most of the time. You got playoff, 1-stroke, 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 3-stroke, 1-stroke, 1-stroke playoff. So, pretty competitive all the way around. Some runner-ups: Billy Ho, Webb, Spieth, back in 2013. That was way back. So you can kind of see last year runner-ups: Siwoo, Kevin Aus, Scott. Even the runner-ups there, much different profile players. So I don't think we have to lock into one given person for this week. I think the big deal will be talking about Webb and some of the other guys that have just tremendous history here, and how we handle that, and potential chalk ownership and stuff. New to the course since 2016. 35 guys have not played this at all. Salary ranges: 10K, 5 guys, 9K, 5 guys, 8K, 11 guys, 7K, 43, 6K, 86. I really do think, especially seeing this week's pricing, that DraftKings is in a 3, 4, or 5 week period here where they're tweaking algorithms and trying to maybe do pricing a little different than they have in the past, which, again, last week I said I was fine with it, and I still am this week. Some of the guys, the way they have them priced was interesting, but 5 when you get, we've had as high as 98 6K guys. So you get a little more 7K guys, 43, and 86 6K guys. So, that's still a lot, but it's a little less, a little more spread out. You got 21 guys at 8K and above, where a couple weeks ago we had 13 at 8K and above. Now we had 2 withdrawals there, but so I do like it. I like what they're trying, and we'll see how it all comes out in the wash, here over the next few weeks. Sweet 16 for me. If you're new, welcome. I give you 3 guys and a bubble boy for each salary range, a fade of the week, sleeper of the week, 4 gut feel plays, top 5 that pop and 2 long shots provided by Price Picks for the betting. And then we wrap it up and we get back here Wednesday for deep dive and final thoughts. 9K and above, I normally, first one's Billy Ho, and I very rarely find myself on him. Haven't seen him since the Open Championship where he finished 21st. He's played well here, a 5th, a 60th, an 11th, a 6th, and a 2nd, 21st at the Open. He's been playing well this year. I'm interested to see. The only thing that could flip for me, but between now and Wednesday would be, does he become a much more common name than Webb, or is everybody just lock in Webb? Webb's going to be my fade. We'll get there in a little bit, but he's just not playing great. I know that really doesn't matter here. His last 5 trips here, a third, a second, a second, a third, a 7th. So 5 top 7s or better. 2016, he had a rare 72nd. He's won, so overall, I get $400 savings on Billy Ho. I don't think he'll gain the kind of steam that Webb will. Now, what I don't know is everybody looks at Webb pricing and go, well, what has he done lately to deserve that outside of just the course fit narrative? And he's clearly the number 1 rating on this course. So that'll be interesting to kind of see where we're at come Wednesday. I like Billy Ho. I normally don't, but I don't mind him here at all. Next, Willie Z. I'll go back to him. A 29th here last year. He also played it back in 2018. Missed a cut. 20th last week. 28th at the Open. I don't know if he'll carry, a lot of ownership. He was a little bit down last week as people, the narrative of he can't participate in a birdie or better. Didn't necessarily pay off its price per se, but, a top 20 finish. He actually putts decent on the Bermuda. He's like 60th in the field, which is for him good. I'm interested in general to kind of see what the percent. He's the highest priced, right? Webb's $200 cheaper, much better, tremendously better course fit. But Willie Z's playing a lot better in general. So if I get that 15 to 17% Willie Z at 10-9, I love it. I don't mind going back to him. Stat wise, he's 21st, second, 11th, and second in the top 4 stats, 28th birdie or better. Only thing he's negative on is he's 91st on par 4 DK scoring, but second recent form, he's 24th in course fit and second in stats. So overall, a lot to like there. I don't think he'll get too popular this week, and that Fade and Webb will allow me to kind of go elsewhere. Up top, Sung J M is my 3rd, so I normally don't go to the top a lot, but I don't mind fading Lowry. I hadn't made my decision up there yet, and Webb. I think both will be popular. Lowry's done okay here. 42nd, a 7th, a miscut, a 23rd. So nothing just tremendous. He is coming in great form, number 1 in recent form for me. 21st at the Open as well. Hadn't seen him since the Open, so he's taking a couple weeks off. I can. That's okay for me to fade. And Sung Jae, he played the 3M, bounce back week, got second. He's played great here. A 6th, the 9th, the 24th. So if I'm going to go up top, those 3 are the 3 I'm looking at to start out with. And then I would fade Lowry and Webb in that scenario. I don't love a lot of the 9K. Pluses and minus for all of them. So I may play more 10K this week and drop to the 8s and go on and maybe play 1 or 2 9K. The 1 bubble boy for me is HV3. I like him. He sets up well here. He's mixed. He's a mixed bag. A 10th, a 7th, and then 3 made cuts, but all 50 or 60. So didn't do much on the weekend. A 20th the Open. The reason why he's a bubble boy is that my notes and obviously just knowing him, coming off of a delay for him or not delay, missing a couple weeks. Sometimes, a little rust could show. And so that would be why he's a bubble boy is he hadn't played since the Open and 9K still, a little bit of money. So I like him. We'll see how it comes come Wednesday, but 9K, I don't mind that at all. Just good to have some rust, so we got to be aware of that. 8K range. I'm going to go back to Riley. I dodged him last week. Now he's got back-to-back miscuts. 8,000. He rates out well, but he is in a little bit of a lull, so I think he's going to have super low ownership, and I'm okay to jump back on that this week. We'll call it like a double week flop lag. I think this course would rate well for him. I think he can put the ball in play, good iron play. He's top 24 or better in all 6 categories I have. He's actually top 18 or better in 5 of the 6, and then 24th in 1. So, rating out really well, and 48th in Bermuda putting, so that's not negative either. So at $8,000, I'll go back there this week, and I think I'm going to get super low ownership, so I really like that. Tom Kim, we just keep riding him. He keeps getting better. 47th to 26th and the 7th, his last 3 starts. He obviously hasn't played here yet, but that really doesn't matter. You would think he's super accurate off the tee. He's not very long, that this will be a great place for him. First in opportunities inside 18 feet, 7th in birdie or better, 25th in par 4 DK scoring, 15th in good approach, 15th in stroke gain approach. So 8,600, he does get a little bit of a price bump finally, but maybe that keeps some ownership off of him. I'll pay it. I don't mind him at all. Another guy I really don't play much, Justin Rose, 8K. It's only played here twice, miscut, and then a top 10 last year. He hasn't played in a little while, but he was showing some upside there. Especially the irons come back. Maybe some good vibes from last year. Probably off a lot of people's radars, so I don't mind him as a DraftKings play. $8,000 flat. I'm going to eat some chalk probably up top a little bit, so I don't mind getting some of these what I think will be a little bit lower owned guys this week, and I'll go to Justin Rose at 8K. Siwoo at 8,800. He's kind of like the mini Webb, but for almost 2,000 less. So because of that, I'm worried that that's why I have him as the bubble boy. I think he's going to get massive ownership. He's got a first, a miscut, a 5th, a 3rd, and a 2nd. So maybe not as good as Webb, but pretty strong. 1 miscut, but then 4 top 5s and a win. And he's coming in good form. 15th at the Open, 14th at the Rocket Mortgage. The ownership would be the only reason that kind of he wants a, everybody kind of goes down to that and gets a, basically Webb for 2,000 less. But I don't mind eating that ownership if Webb still is getting his, and I just avoid that up top, and I go ahead and eat a little chalk there. We'll see. That's why he's a bubble boy. We'll see how that plays out come Wednesday, but he is on my list. 7K, got her up. I'll go back there again. He's making cuts. He has that one day where he doesn't do much. It's kind of like Patrick Rogers. We'll get to him in a little bit. But if he puts it all together and his upside's still there, I mean, he's top. Now he's limited data, but top 8 in all 6 of my stats. First in par 4 DK scoring, first in good approach, 3rd in opportunities at 18 feet. So we know he can score. 49th last week, 31st at the 3M. His driver is one of his, but he's 4th in good drive. So I don't think this course will take that away from him, but hopefully, with the price being 7,600, I do just need that cut. And then I know I got top 20, 30 upside with him. So I'll go back to him. I don't mind it at all. Smalley, 7,500. Been a staple of mine for a while now. I like him. I think this is a good track for him this week. A good bounce back from last week. I don't think he was too popular last week, but he was talked up a little bit. But a little miscut last week, come back. He went to Duke, so kind of in the area over there. 29th there last year, so I like that. $7,500. I'll go to Smalley, and I'll go back to Taryn. He's just playing great. A lot of these guys, this time of the year, I'm gonna ride some of that form. Taryn got her up. Guys we saw last week, Cam Young, he's not here, but a lot of these guys playing well. Pendrith playing well. So $7,300. I like that a lot. A 20th last week, a 7th at the 3M. And he stumbled Sunday. He fought back to get back to, I don't know if he shot even or minus one or what he shot, but maybe it was Saturday. One of the days he stumbled and then fought back, which I like to see on the weekend, especially. So $7,300. I'll be back on him, ride that form. Bubble boy for me is Hubbard. I like him. Great flop lag this week. Killed a lot of people. He was very high owned in the Fantasy Golf World Championship. So Do people go back to him? Maybe. He rates out super well for me. Missed a cut, like I said, but third at the Barbasol. He's played here 4 times, a missed cut, a 24th, a 15th, and a 51st. So a little bit, a 15th and a 24th is pretty good. 51st last year. Rates out pretty well on all the stats except for good drives for me. 20th in recent form. So if I get a little discounted ownership, plus he's dropped a little bit of money. So I think he was $8,000 last week, so only $100. But I do like Hubbard. I don't know if I go to a chalky Hubbard if people jump back to him, but I think we'll get a little bit of a discount on him this week in ownership. 6K range. Piercy, 6,800. We saw him, kind of melt down at 3M. Missed a cut last week. But I think this course fits him well. He's made 5 straight cuts here. A little bit of upside, but nothing crazy. A 63rd, a 45th, a 36th, a 69th, and a 15th. So $6,800. I like that. 15th last year. He's coming in pretty good form, playing well. Missed cut last week, but I'm not going to hold that against him. I'll go back to that, 6,800. I don't mind that price at all. Chesson Hadley, another guy missed cut last week, was coming in great form. Liked him last week. I'll go right back to him this week. No reason for me not to. $6,900. I like the price. He's a guy. His history here, he's made 5 of 6 cuts, a 57, a 45th, a 53rd, a 51st, and a 15th. He did miss a cut in 2017. 68th at the Barbasol, 10th at the 3M with the miscut last week. But he's second in Bermuda putting. We know that can, if he gets hot, fired up there. Definitely think he's playing better than what he has at this time of the year. And he's had 5 or 6 cuts here. So $6,900, I like that upside with him. Definitely don't mind going back to him. Hayden Buckley, another $6,900 guy. Has not played here, but coming in pretty good form. A 63rd at Barbasol, and then a 26th at the 3M, and a 24th at the Rocket Mortgage. We know putter is kind of his bugaboo. He ranks 123rd in the field on Bermuda putting, so that would be the worrisome part. But he's playing well. So this is one of those you ride in the form. I feel like this track would set up well for his game. Good price. Maybe more of an MME play than like a core, but I do like him at $6,900. Nick Taylor, $6,800. Kind of hit or miss here, but some pretty good history here. Miscut, 50th, 8th, miscut, and a 10th. So 2 top 10s, 3 out of 5 made cuts, back-to-back miscuts at Rocket Mortgage and 3M. So the form part probably worries you there, but I do like the upside that he shows on this course. I normally play Nick Taylor quite a bit, especially MME type stuff. So I like him. I'm not a huge fan of the 6K range this week. Most of my focus will be, who do I play up top? Maybe I'm skipping most of the 9s and do like a hybrid balance build where I'm loading up on some 8s and 7s. And I may sprinkle in, a few 6K guys here and there this week. Fade of the week for me, I already said right now, is going to be Webb. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe everybody's going to Billy Ho or Siwoo, and Webb just gets – they may have priced him out. People don't want to pay 10-7 for him. I don't. I'd rather – I get it. I see the course history, and that's super hard to not focus on. But I'd rather go to Billy Ho for 400 less, or I'd go up to Zalatoris for 200 more, assuming he's going to be high owned. Now, if everybody's off of him, or maybe I go to Webb. That's something we'll talk about Wednesday as we start seeing some of the industry and what people are thinking this week. Sleeper of the week, I'm going to go Vince Whaley. Liked him last week. Played him a lot. Almost made my Fantasy Golf World Championship lineup, but didn't get there. But he finished 17th, so I like that. 5th at the Barbasol. He's made 1 cut here, missed 1 cut. Got a 37th 2 years ago. He's 15th in Bermuda putting. Just in general, nice price there at 7K. I don't think he'll be talked about or owned much. So probably a good MME play, under that 5% or less. Gut feel plays of the week for me. I like Brian Harmon, $8,300. Good history here. 2 top 27s with the 6th place 3 years ago. He did miss 2 cuts here also. A 6th at the Open. Kind of know what you get with Harmon. I mean, this feels like a Harmon course. He's, barely missed a cut at time when he did miss a cut. So I don't mind going there. I don't know how much he'll get talked up, but at that price, I do like him. Strowman, $7,600. Another guy that was on my short list last week for my Fantasy Golf World Championship lineup. Didn't make it, but did like him last week. He finished 49th, so nothing crazy. He's got a 72nd here, a miscut, and then a 7th last year. So I do like he's gotten a little better as he's seen it more. 2nd at the Barbasol. Got to feel like he's just trying to get as much FedEx as he can. I don't know where he's at. Obviously, this was last week for those guys to get in. I don't really factor the motivation part per se, but he's a guy I like in general. Rogers, I'll go back to him. Did make my lineup. 44th, didn't do much on the weekend. Okay here. He's made 3 out of 4 cuts, a 24th, an 81st, and a 66th. He did miss a cut last year. $7,200 with the price. He's a guy that's on my radar. Again, that's why it's called gut feel plays. Just someone I like. And then CT Pan, $7,400, missed a cut last week. Was played a little bit more than I thought he would be last week, but he's made 4 straight cuts here. A 63rd, a 2nd, a 69th, and a 29th. So he's got that upside that, $7,400, make the cut, give me that top 30, top 20 upside potential. I do like that. 31st at the 3M, missed a cut at the Rocket Mortgage. But I feel like his game sets up well here as well. So I'll go to some CT Pan, probably more so for MME stuff. Betting top 5 the pop and 2 long shots provided by Prize Picks. Link is in the description. Click it. Use the code GUP. Dollar for dollar match up to $100. I will release my round 1 plays on Wednesday, and then I do it nightly with the bets. That and Underdog. We're doing Underdog as well. Same code, GUP, dollar for dollar match. They have all the best balls rolling. They have some FedEx Cup best balls as well. I give those out on Wednesday also. Top 5 for me. Got her up 80-1. Riley 50. HV3 40. Tom Kim 35. Smalley 80. Those are ones that stick out to me right now. 2 long shots I like. Taryn 100-1. Hadley 200. Hadley may be more of like a top 20 type bet. But those are ones I like early in the week. As I mentioned, I will see you guys Wednesday. Deep dive and final thoughts. I did E9 last week. That I got a lot of positive feedback from that. I went solo. I may do that again this week. I enjoy kind of just getting all the final thoughts together. And seemed to we had a good time in there. It was pretty fun. And Kenny will join me on the big weeks, obviously. Probably join me next week for the first round of the playoffs, as I'll be probably up all night trying to figure out that lineup, get it in next week. Don't forget, Smash 20% off, includes a risk-free 7-day trial. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday evening. I will be back Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys then. Have a good night.